Works. It should. Connecting. Oh, look at that. Share to Twitter. Why is it called that? Title. No. Intermission episode.
Is Bean coming?
I don't know.
Oh, what the fuck?
There. Hey, hello, David Garvin. We just started here. We're just getting set up. We haven't done this in a long time. I haven't gone live in a while, so I'm just trying to get this link out. We live. I don't know if you heard, but they were just interviewing Luke Shen, and I know he didn't mean it the way that he said it, but he's like, "I never got to play for a successful Leaf team," and I chuckled out loud.
Aw. Yeah, it's crazy to think that they were only, Riley and Luke Shin were only teammates for one day. It
I
kind of
heard
feels
that.
like Riley played with Luke Shin, just thinking of that era and point in time. But yeah, blast from the past. Number 2, baby, is back.
Yeah, and getting a quick work. He was trying to, I mean, not clear the net, but that after the whistle, giving a couple shoves to Huberto was definitely exactly what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Huberto's right on top of the puck there. Everyone's jamming away at it, but hey, no other than Luke Shin getting right in there, being like, no, okay, this is my role on the team. Might as well use my size and give Hubie a good couple pushes.
Oh yeah. So unfortunately, Leafs coming out of the first period down a goal and a rough night last night against the Oilers. I mean, do we want to touch on that? We've got questions from last night. I think we can maybe finish with those. But man, Connor
Yeah.
is quite the star, eh?
Yeah, you honestly, at this point in time, we're comparing every record to Gretzky's record. So it's just goes to show like it's not even a single goal streak anymore. It's like two goals a game streak or something ridiculous at this point. And we called it, off
Five in a
season,
row.
um pretty much saying Sid saying, I'm going to score 50 next year. And then he goes out and does it. Connor McDavid wanted to work on his two-way game in previous years and now realizes, hey, I can score as well. And he said it to himself in the off season. And damn, like, who had any doubts, honestly?
Yeah, and David is here on sorry, on YouTube. Just trying to catch up with all the screens I got going here. Um, as I was saying to a coworker today, the Leafs lost to Connor McDavid last night. Yeah, honestly, watching that, it's very evident that McDavid and Draisaitl run that team. Like it's the way they're built. I get it, but man, Draisaitl is like Marner, can just find anyone anywhere with a pass. Makes anybody look 10 times better than they are. And when your partner is McDavid for part of that time, it's insane. Those two are nuts.
Yeah. I'm just thankful that our buds get to practice with these guys in the off season. Like, whenever I saw Matthews on the ice, I just kept thinking like, okay, remember in those summer days where you trained together, like utilize those skills. You kind of have the one up on him in a sense, and I had high hopes, especially Leafs coming off February perfect on the PK. The coaching staff being what was the award that they won,
Coaching staff of
Johnny?
the month, which I didn't know
Yes.
was a thing that the Coaches Association hands out every month. So we'll have to watch for that because, I mean, to my knowledge, the Leafs have never won it, but I've never
I didn't
been
know it was
checking.
a thing, right? I didn't know it was a thing, that's pretty bad. But, yeah, no, you gotta give the Oilers credit, though, and last night, Ekholm obviously showing the way that he was the perfect pickup for them and getting rid of Tyson Barrie, man, like, what a difference, and we know that he disappointed in Toronto. You send him to Edmonton and kinda hope, how else can you help this high offensive scoring team by adding more of offense, but no, this is that was literally kind of putting them in a hole in a sense because no one was there on D. So they were scoring their way out of their problems, but it's biting them back in the ass later on when the goaltending isn't there to save the day.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Tyson Berry will do well in Nashville. They're a team that has always had an offensive defenseman, and now that they're kind of moving people around and reshaping the team, I think he's a good one to move forward with. But yeah, Ekholm just immediately made a difference there, and it kind of reminded me how much money they're paying Darnell Nurse to have to solve a lot of problems for him.
Yeah, right.
But
Darn
we
it.
have our own. I mean, we can get to it, but it's kind of like we're paying Riley quite a bit of money to have to trade for four new defensemen. So
That's right. But with all of our new
three,
defenders,
three.
we're only at 6.9, was it, mil altogether? So with the Sandine trade and everything that goes with that, the moves that Dubas made to be able to activate Murray in time and still being under the cap, it's impressive.
Yeah, honestly, it is. I think the last thing is, does he make a move for a goalie tomorrow? And if you would like to tune in inside the rink, we're going to be doing a trade deadline day. I last minute I'm going to be available to join them. So from 2 to 4
Nice.
o'clock, we'll be live covering everything that happens. If anything happens in the last little bit, I know most moves have already gone down, but yeah, do we think Dubas is going to go for a goaltender? I think that's the biggest question because, I mean, Sammy's had some rough games. Yeah, everybody's adjusting to a new lineup, and Murray's hurt. Do we think they need help, or is it just let's cross our fingers and hope that everybody's healthy and back on their game by April?
Just to be realistic and tap into the minds of management and Dubas, honestly, I do not think a goaltender is in the future for them. I think they're sticking with Wall as their third string and hoping to activate Murray this week or next week, hopefully. And I don't know. I don't mind, right? Wall is coming off being named the AHL's top goaltender. Murray, obviously, we want that proven, he's a winner, right? He's a winner. He's a Stanley Cup champion, and we want to see that going into the playoffs. I don't think Dubas is going to give up on him just yet. Like, we brought him for this purpose. Why give up on that? Like, literally 1 month before the playoffs. Like, I really think Dubas needs to see this out for himself as well. Plus, he's a Sioux, former.
Yeah, the ones that are available, or I mean, at least that are being talked about, Thatcher Demko and UC Saros have been whispered about. Between the two of them, I would much rather UC Saros. I know the price would probably be higher, but I just if it's one or the other, just because Vancouver's had a rough time, I think Demko, because he's got more playoff experience than Saros has, maybe people would lean towards. But just because of how rough Vancouver's had the last couple of years, he's got to break out of quite the funk, and I don't know how quickly a goalie can do that. Like we talk about how much it's a head game coming off of a team where you're getting jerseys thrown on the ice and you've gone through so many coaches and so much just limbo with the team. I don't know. I wouldn't touch anybody from there right now. Not, I mean, Luke Shen
Yeah,
aside,
right. Um,
the human
I don't see.
eraser, as apparently he's called.
Apparently, but I don't see Nashville letting go of Saros.
I don't either.
He is the guy for them. Pecorine is retired. He has a statue in front of the building. Saros is the only guy left, unless you go with Lankinen. He's obviously a rookie coming into this league. I think he's second year now, and he's doing well, I'm sure. But Saros is the big name for them, and I can't see them immediately going with Lankinen over Saros and getting rid of Saros, or I might be wrong. There might be another name in the mix. I don't follow Nashville too closely, but seems improbable.
Yeah, I just feel like they're doing more of a retooling than a rebuild. Like, I mean, they didn't trade Ekholm for picks; they traded him for Tyson Berry, right? So they're trying to bring some new faces in to see if they can change up the results because they're kind of like the Leafs, where they can get into the playoffs, but they don't seem to be able to get out of the first or second round.
Yeah. And speaking of the Leafs, right, we say goodbye to Sandman and Pierre Engvall this week, which
Oh, sad draft.
Yeah, it hurts. All we did was acquire, acquire, acquire. So the time has come where we have to say our sad goodbyes to our beloved, Leafs who were brought up in our system. So
The
it especially
Swedes.
hurts. Yeah, the Swedes, right? And of course, we had the video of them saying their final goodbyes, which just, yeah, shoots you right through the heart there. But big opportunity for Sandine coming up. Carlson's still on IR. He immediately takes over the first power play unit. I'm excited for him and this opportunity. And even Pierre Engvall on that first line. And tonight he was rotating out of power play one and slotted in the first or the second power play unit.
Really?
Man, yeah. Yeah. Playing with Bo Horvat and Anders Lee on the
Good
first
for him.
line.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they see the potential, like it's there. Like we've always said, he just needs the minutes, and there's no way he's going to get them on Toronto. So, and like with Sandine, I've talked about it in some of our group chats, but we always were kind of going to get to this breaking point with him and Liljegren, where we were only going to be able to afford to keep one of them by the time their ELCs ran out anyway, or well, not their ELCs. I guess they're both on cheaper deals now, but like once they
Yeah.
hit, when they want a big contract, we're only going to be able to sign one of them. So um, it was inevitable. I didn't think it was going to happen this soon.
Right. And I think it's all about timing. And Dubas mentioned in his media availability, like last year it didn't work out. We don't forget that Sandine held out and he came back to Dubas signing for the same offer and then admitted in his interview there that he was off to a slow start this year and we know that he missed a portion of training camp, so that didn't help his case at all. In return, 800,000 for Gustafson versus the 1.4 mil for Sandine, immediately becomes the leader in points for defenders with 38 points.
It's
You can't go
crazy.
wrong. Like,
So we immediately have a new leader in points and a new leader in hits on the team, and they both have like no points and maybe one or two hits with the Leafs.
right? Yeah, you can't go wrong. Carlson's still on IR. Gustafson was used to that first power play unit, but tonight, oh my period against Calgary here. He's getting his first look on the second power play unit, and the puck bounces over his stick to send, the Flames. Coleman rushing up the ice, shorthanded chance, scores. Oh, that stung.
Yeah, that hurts. And I mean, Wall, not that he could have had it, but it seemed like, he had absolutely no chance. Like he was scared. He wasn't in the right spot. That was just an easy one. But what was funnier was Coleman thinking he scored that second one off of the tip from Hannafin, and he threw his fists up and he's like pumping. Wait, oh, I didn't score. Shit. That's great.
Yeah, homecoming trip for Geo, it's stopping in Seattle and now Calgary. What a road trip for the Buds this time around, welcoming new players to the lineup every day this week, it seems. And now we get to reunite Brody and Geo together in Calgary and see what the Buds can do on defense because 7 defenders rolling tonight, or sorry, 11. 7 forwards and or defenders and 11
There
forwards.
you
Geez.
go.
There we go. There we go. The game popped on. So now I'm like,
I know.
"Huh, huh."
And I don't know if you saw, but Matthews has played 9.5 minutes, 9:39 in the first period. That's crazy.
No, I didn't see. So that's good news. I noticed that they were extremely fast tonight when passing the puck. Like they had a bit more jump to them. And
Really? Because I found that they haven't been connecting a lot of passes tonight. Like there was a couple ices that just were missed passes. Like there was someone at the blue line ready for something, and they missed it twice, and it was iced. And it's just the same thing last night, where it just seemed a little sloppy. And I know everybody. And look at that, another one, the same thing, lost at the blue line.
yeah,
Uh,
I guess I should be more specific. I mean, on the second power play opportunity, the Leafs seemed like they were cycling that puck and just looked like they had an opportunity compared to the first time around because the Leafs did not get set up whatsoever. The two shorthanded breakaways, it just did not look like a good start. No one started on time in a sense.
yeah, and now this power plays up, and an entire two shots on it. So Yeah, I mean everybody's finding their legs again. It's new teammates around, and like I mentioned last night, I think once Friday passes, a lot of the guys like Kerfoot and Hall and geez, I was gonna say Engvall, but he's already gone. Some of the guys in the bottom six might still be a little nervous. I think
Yeah.
before tomorrow afternoon, just because I don't know if any of them expected Engvall and Sandine to be the ones to go, and now that they have it, and people are talking about more moves being made, and it's not like they can't see Kyle Dubas walking around on the phone, so they know something's going to happen. But
Yeah, and we kind of speculated all season two, right? Between the pick of Sandine or Lily, Ingval and Kerfoot. So we've gone through those two scenarios. We said our goodbyes to Ingval and Sandine, but I honestly don't think Kerfoot's going anywhere.
oh,
Um,
Riley took a
I
puck to
don't
the
know.
face.
Yeah, I just feel like they value him way too much. Same with Justin Hall. But this time around, you gotta I don't know, you gotta believe because I can't believe the amount of balls Dubas has had this year. I've just been mind blown. He's been making the big moves.
I just got to quickly say he's already gone, but he'll hear this in the recording. David Garvin, thank you for joining us on YouTube. And Chris Hurley, what is up? Thank you for joining us. Happy to have you.
Heyo.
And everybody else who's on YouTube, happy to have you all watching. Please leave any comments. I will see them as soon as I can and answer questions if you have any live. Game's back on. If you're watching, I don't know how close my stream is to yours, but I've got like 17:37 left.
I'm at 17:26.
Okay,
So
so you're like 10 seconds at just under 10 seconds ahead of me, I think. It's fine.
yeah,
Not bad.
not too bad. I'm actually on cable right now, so
I am rocking that stream life tonight, and it was really hard. I don't know if anybody else is streaming it, but I had to get like real into the VPNs to get this one to work. It's
yeah.
getting more and more frustrating.
So I try to delay the comments on our Discord and wait till there's a reaction from someone else whenever something happens because I know I've ruined so many goals for people in the past, but I'll try and do the same now.
If only it was easier to watch the game from a single source. Except even I have my cable, I guess. It's not really cable. It's like Bell Fibe TV. So it comes through like the fiber optic cable.
Mhm.
It's actually like behind regular cable because it's like an
Oh.
internet stream. Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird.
I see. That's annoying.
Oh no.
Eh. You see Zadorov get a little physical with somebody there?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
So
Coleman's on fire tonight. He has a big jump in his step on this third line.
no kidding. And same with the Chari. He's been that fourth line here has been really good.
Yeah. Oh my god. Kudos to Achari. He's been always noticeable in every game in a positive aspect. He's always been impactful off players, blocking shots, feeding players all over the place. I kind of consider him like a Kerfoot in a sense now.
Yeah, honestly, and a little more physical. And the other thing, they even mentioned on the broadcast, Kerfoot has been really a different player the last few games. I know he hasn't scored yet, but oh, somebody just got absolutely demolished.
Ooh.
Um, but Kerfoot's been taking a lot more shots instead of passing and really driving plays more than he has in the past.
Oh, so nice. I'm here for it all day long. I mean, Kerfoot, how many times Kerfoot and Ingval 2-on-1 and no one knows to shoot or pass. They're just so fucking confused looking at each other or not looking. But Kerfy, man, captain of Harvard, like we know you have some offensive skill. Bring it. Just utilize your position. If you have that open ice, if you have the shot, take the shot. Don't think.
Yeah, there's been a lot of. I mean, we mentioned it so many times with him and Engvall. It was like, I'm not shooting it. You shoot it. I don't. You want me to shoot, dude? I haven't scored either. Like it was just that
Yeah.
no one wanted to do
Cringy.
it because they knew they weren't going to finish it. So there's a lack of confidence going on. So Kerfoot's definitely found it the last week at least. Uh, just wanted to touch because we're going to have to kind of sprinkle these in here and there. So since our last episode, obviously the Leafs have acquired Luke Shen for a third round 2023 pick to Vancouver. And we mentioned Ekholm and Barry. Minnesota picking up Gustav Nyquist. Patrick Kane goes to the New York Rangers.
Ooh.
Oh. And the weird one was late at night. We had Jonathan Quick moved for Jonas Korpisalo and Vlad Gavrikov. And then Columbus flipped today Jonathan Quick to Vegas, who we had a joke in the office about him getting the Marc Andre Fleury treatment there. And they're going to bring him in to basically be a glorified backup.
Yeah. Man, I'm just glad he got traded to a contender, right? Like, he would have been left to rot in Columbus. I mean, he's the most winning American goalie in history. This guy is coming off a 10-year contract. Man, who else to take him than Vegas, right?
I know. I'm surprised they didn't get Kane too.
I'm surprised as well, but actually, the Blue Jackets are retaining 50% of Quick's salary, and they're also getting Michael Hutchinson in return, which is
That
a
guy.
little cherry on top for me, and also a 2025 seventh round pick. But Leafs legend Michael Hutchinson, all around the league now. Shout out Mikey D. I know you love the guy.
Guy's played everywhere at this point. Honestly, you could have like a Michael Hutchinson jersey collection, and it would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm just glad he's still in the NHL.
Yeah, same.
May might as
Um,
well play.
Also, Arizona sending Shane Gostisbehere to Carolina, and finally Jacob Chikrin has moved, and he's in Ottawa, and he's already hurt, and he might be back on the
Oh,
bench. I heard, but he left to go to the dressing room, so that's just insane.
oh my god.
Phil Hronik also moved from Detroit to Vancouver. That one surprised me because I know Detroit's trying to rebuild things, and I thought Phil Hronik was going to be kind of like their veteran presence on D by the time everybody else started to shape up. And I mean, they just re-signed Larkin, so it doesn't seem like they're going full blow it up. I was shocked at this.
Me too, but, especially Philip Hronik, he's been switching out of PP1, Mo Seider is clearly leading the way here, and he's the future of the Red Wings, and Philip Hronik, man, I know that the Canucks need some defense, especially now Luke Shinn's out of there, and there's I don't know if they're gonna go through a rebuild, like, what's going on there, right? Like, Besser was supposed to go, JT Miller was listed week to week on Yahoo Fantasy and then magically became healthy today, which is nice for me, but it makes you think, like, did some sort of trade talk didn't go through or something? Like, I don't wanna
Spike 11 here on YouTube. Iserman's going to build a dynasty. Yeah. I
Hey,
mean, getting the conditional first
I
round
think
pick and a
so.
second round pick for Hronik is good. It's just I don't know, the team kind of confuses me. I get it.
Yeah.
Sider's your guy, and you're not going to be able to afford to re-sign Hronik with the way that he's played this year. But I don't know. Maybe make it work. Like,
I think Hronik's a great pickup for them. He has an offensive mind. He uses the bod. Like he covers all categories, honestly. So good on them. Use in Vancouver. But Chikrin, man,
but just on Hronik though, I don't understand how Vancouver's going to be able to re-sign Hronik if they want to
mm,
keep like Quinn Hughes and they've still got this OEL deal stuck there. Like I just I don't know,
yeah,
man. They confuse me.
me too. Honestly, the Canucks Reddit community, they're advocate. I don't know if they're advocating for a rebuild or the speculation is pointing to Quinn Hughes leaving, Pedersen leaving. I don't know. Time will only tell. All I know is that Bruce Pedro has been hired to cover the trade talk as well. So
Of
that's the
course.
latest news with him. I'm glad he's doing something. So yeah.
Yeah, so Chikrin ends up going for a 2023 first, 2024 second, and 2026 second. So first and 2 seconds to Ottawa. This is not what they asked for, but I mean, once Gossesbear went, it was kind of like, oh, all of your asks have gone into the toilet. So the original ask, if you forget, was two firsts and a prospect plus a rostered player, I think.
Yeah. Clearly they waited way too long. I mean, this has
2 years
been
too long.
right. 2 years too long. This guy has been rotting on a fucking shelf waiting for a trade. Then he gets put back into practice and everyone's confused, right? And
He's
man,
24, and I feel like we've been waiting for his career to start since he got here.
yeah, so apparently the speculation is that Ottawa offered the highest pick while not retaining or not making Arizona retain any salary. So that's why he went to Ottawa.
Mm.
And yeah, what I can't believe is that, Tanner Jeannot seems like the most has been paid for him out of all of these names, like Patrick Kane, even Meyer, Ryan O'Reilly, Tarasenko. It feels like,
We said the
th-
same thing about Brandon Hagel last year.
yeah,
I don't know, man. Tampa seems to just spend the sun and the moon to bring somebody in, and it's like because I the
he did
only
score tonight.
the only thing I can think is because they're the back-to-back cup champs, like the price for them is just higher because nobody wants to help them out. Like I can assume
Yeah,
they probably have to pay more to get people on that team because nobody wants to bolster like the villain, right?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This week has been really entertaining. I mean, our phones were just off the hook in the beginning of this week, and I'm eager to see what Dubas has in store. But even the Boston Bruins, man, like Gavrik was supposed to go there. That was the speculation, and then they end up getting Orlov Hathaway, and then today the news about Tyler Bertuzzi.
Such a
Oh my
Boston
fucking
Bruin.
god. Man, Taylor Hall and, Nick Foligno going on the LTIR, um,
Leaf
right?
Leaf
Nick
legend and almost Leaf legend. Yeah.
Nick Foligno just freaking dancing the other day, and now he's hurt, like, randomly. Gary Bettman, hello. These teams are not listening to your little memo here, if you haven't noticed, especially your baby in the desert.
Oh, that was my favorite. How he came out and said like, "Oh yeah, we want to investigate people uh, that are taking advantage of LTIR." Spike 11, Boston's trades have been my favorite. Yeah, they're scary. Doing all the trades that are similar to the Leafs, where it's just kind of bolstering things that are already good or filling in those little holes instead of like, oh, we're bringing in Patrick Kane or Timo Meyer. It's like, nah, we're fine. We just need a couple little pieces.
Yeah. I
So,
I just feel for Bertuzzi a little though because he's going to be coming off line one, power play one, maybe getting pushed to a bottom six
boo
role,
hoo,
PP
it's the
two.
Bruins. They just won 7-1.
Boo hoo for fantasy owners, okay?
Hey, then pick up Rasmus Sandin and Pierre Engvall instead.
On it. No.
So the one thing I wanted to mention though is, oh, Leaf scored. Fuck, I missed it. We were talking.
Oh my god, sorry guys. Like I said, I'm a blabber, not a
Who scored?
singer. I totally missed it too.
Oh, here,
Uh, let's check
Marner.
my phone. Marner! Mitch Marner scores!
Nice. Let's go.
Now I'm getting the replays.
Yeah,
Ooh, dangles, right in, just cutting towards the middle at the net. Like, what? Everyone's just staring, watching one on one with Markstrom in the end, it seems, and super soft on Markstrom to let that in.
love that.
Damn, Marner with the hands. Mats.
So what I wanted to say was, they made this whole point about you can't take advantage of LTIR to go over the cap and all this and make these trades for guys that are injured, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, the Arizona Coyotes have picked up Shea Weber and Jakub Voracek. Are you joking? You're trying to get people to vote for this team getting a new arena built, and they're basically just the like cap dumpster for everyone else.
What is it? They actually only pay 45% of their cap or whatever to players, and the rest was used towards injured contracts and such. Um,
Well,
just off the top of my head.
their actual salaries are, what is this? Oh my gosh. Their forwards 30 million, defense 7.8, 30.9, so 31, 37. So they pay about 38, 39 million plus, okay, so then 43 plus their goal, 42 with their goalies. Injured reserve $28 million, and dead cap and retained cap 4 million. So yeah.
Hmm.
$32 million to players that aren't playing and $42 million to players that are. That's fucking crazy, man. And they have two first round picks next year. They have one, two, three over the next 3 years. They have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine second round picks,
Wow.
and nine third round picks.
Oh my god. Sorry. Now PP. Of
Oh,
course.
really? Yours is that much? I thought you were only like 10 seconds ahead of me. Is that happening like right now? If it happens right now, I'm going to be really mad.
11:15.
Oh, let me. I think my stream might have fallen behind some pauses here and there. Yeah, there's the goal.
Leafs
That
lose the
sucks.
draw. Oh, I'm just getting the replay here. Oh, it comes in off the rush. The puck comes off. Kadri around the boards, feeds the point. Back to Kadri. Straight shot in. Farther than the cross marks there. Hash marks.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I just reset my stream, but I tried to get my VPN on it. It's still not even working. I think I have to like completely close Chrome, but I can't do that because I got so much stuff running.
Coach's
Man.
challenge on the play.
Oh, good. What for?
I believe an offside.
That's annoying. I don't like those, even if it's for us. Speaking of that goal that was not counted last night for the Oilers, that definitely should have been. I actually felt bad for them. Like that whistle that was blown when the puck was still
Yeah.
live. And then tonight you have Huberto and Wald by covering the puck. Nobody can see it, and they don't blow the whistle. Like the inconsistency for when they do that is just frustrating.
Right. Easily game last night. The Leafs got extremely lucky
Yeah.
with the
Oh,
premature whistles.
oh, that's definitely offside.
Yeah, the player on the far left coming to center ice, I
Yeah.
believe, he's way past the blue line before Lindholm.
This shouldn't be a long review, guys. If we can see it that clear, like how many times have they watched this? And they're watching it before they even make the challenge. Why does it take so long? Puck gets
I just want to
kicked.
see.
So he kicks the puck from his back foot, Lindholm. So he's not in control of the puck. He's passing it to Toffoli with his back skate. So it's coming into that weird being in control of the puck or not. It's like when McDavid was deking over the line, they said he wasn't in control of the puck. Lindholm technically shouldn't be then if he's passing it with his back skate. But what do they say here?
It is no goal.
Yeah,
Whoa.
offside, no goal. So that thank you, Chris. It's offside. Appreciate it. He's probably got it 20, 30 seconds farther live than I am. I like how I waited for
Yes.
him to say it as though like my timeline is somehow going to be any different than yours.
Well, Calgary's still on the power play. Minute 35 left.
What about the Go Leafs Go chance in Calgary? That's awesome. And in
Love that.
Edmonton last night too.
Curtis from Alberta is in Calgary going to back-to-back games, so that's
Nice.
awesome. A lot of Leafs fans from Twitter at the game tonight in Calgary.
Love that. A bunch of people I know from Ottawa are all going to be at the March 18th game
Whoop,
as the
whoop.
Leafs take on the Sens. And I get to see Jacob Chikrin, hopefully, unless he's injured. That'd be
Yeah,
unfortunate. But I'm excited. I get to see a
yeah,
completely new team than when I bought the tickets.
right. Dorian actually doing wonders this year. I
I meant the
mean,
Leafs.
well, just to speak of Ottawa for one sec, like the lineup compared to the beginning of last season to now. Wow.
Yeah, I mean I didn't even notice until today looking at their cap friendly that Claude Giroux signed until like the end of 25. So they've got a couple more years of him.
The one the contract that gives you concern is DeBrincat, right? Because he needs a new one, I believe,
Yeah,
and he's gonna wanna get paid.
he's an
So
RFA.
Giroux was the nice little pickup there, and hey, never
I
bad to have a captain.
Yeah, and if they've got Matthew Joseph and Batherson and all these guys signed, and Shabbat and all them, so I feel like they might trade the DeBrincat rights in the offseason. Oh, that was so close. Right on the line, man. Damn. Almost a short round
Ugh.
chance there. In
One
case
shot for
anybody, in case you
Calgary.
can't tell, we are, and you've tuned in late. We're watching the game. Uh, it is about 9 to 9.5 minutes, or sorry, 9.5 to 10 minutes left in the second period here. We'll probably hop off for the third and actually watch like real people, but we don't want to stay up late, so we're doing it early. Again, tomorrow, if you are, doing nothing between 2 and 4 p.m., I'm going to be on Inside the Ranks trade deadline show. I'm not sure where it'll be, if it's on YouTube or on Twitter somehow on a space, but I will send you to the details on Twitter.
Yeah, should be fun. I'm excited to see, the last splash of trade deadline.
Yeah, I was laughing at it today because JVR is number 1, Justin Hall's number like 13, and Kerfoot's 22.
Wow.
I also love that Carolina's first round pick is like the 11th highest thing on the trade bait board. It's like a a, mis-
Right?
a mystery box is better than a lot of other players. That's insane. Like, is more valuable. A big question mark. I would spend more on that than Max Domi. Okay.
Maybe the draft class is going to be some next level next or this year.
I know the top like 10 are pretty much a home run, but after that I'm not sure how like if it's, a normal first round kind of starts after these guys, like if everything just kind of you know what I mean? Like if it just
Yeah.
trickles down the talent.
And wasn't the first rounder for Chikrin a conditional like top 5 pick or something ridiculous?
It is, I have it open here. The pick, or what did I put it? I had it open.
Yeah, I think it's a top 5 pick. So I know you were saying a lot in your GM hockey game. You're playing with prospects from the future, and some big names are coming, right? Besides Bedard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not an expert or have them off the top of my head, but yeah, there's a lot of it's kind of, it doesn't matter who you get in the first round. They're all going to be difference makers to some degree.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first round is top 5 protected. If met, pick becomes a 24 first round unprotected. Should Ottawa reach the 2023 Eastern Conference final, the second round pick becomes 24 first round top 10 protected. If that condition is met, the
Oh.
pick becomes a 25 first round unprotected. What in the hell?
Wow.
So the 2024 second round
Oh,
pick becomes a first round pick if the Sens magically make the Eastern Conference final this year.
damn.
Oh,
Sammy lost a stick. Backlung was just.
well,
Mm, oh, man. I don't know. The Flames are cycling on the Leafs, hemming them in their own zone here. Looked bad for a sec when Sammy lost his stick. Now
Wall,
he has it back.
it's
Who?
Wall.
Oh, Wall. Oh my God. What am I saying? Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Wall. Thought you were saying Hall, like he's doing something wrong. You're like Hall.
No, but on Hall, hey, who is he playing with tonight? McCabe, I
Hall is
guess.
playing with Geo.
No, because isn't Geo with Brody?
Nope. Brody's with McCabe. Geo Hall, and then it's Riley and um
No,
Gustafson's the seventh.
I thought I heard in the first that they eh? I thought I heard in the
Is the
first that they
third
were
pair.
putting Geo and Brody back together because it was against Calgary.
Oh. Well, um,
Anyway,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see who
Oh,
Hall was paired with here. Yep. Hall Geo.
weird. Well, they might be juggling things. So,
Maybe.
questions. We have some questions from.
Yeah.
Do you have the Twitter ones open, or I can pull them up here?
I do not. I can though.
Give me a hot sec. I just got to grab from yesterday. Okay, here. Have we seen the last of the Riley Hall pairing? This comes from VI Blue and White Zapper. Um, I would say probably not, but I would like to hope so. But I mean, anytime it comes to Justin Hall, I feel like we're as a fan base always in a completely different headspace than the coaching staff and management are. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna happen. And Hall goes to the box for hooking. Great.
Yeah, I'm 30 seconds into that power play now. But oh my god, Riley Hall, and when you watch Sheldon Keefe's reaction after the game, there's no blame on Hall whatsoever because he got physical, he stood up, took a fight, right? And
Got
it's
his
not
ass handed to him by the fucking Nugent Hopkins.
yeah. I appreciate Hall for stepping up, obviously taking his man who challenged him after giving Yamamoto a good hit, I believe it was. Um, Honestly, I don't blame Hall as much as I blame Riley and the top six. Like, they just couldn't do anything. Nothing
No.
was generating. They were losing one-on-one battles and stupid little mistakes. And of course, you're facing the league's top power play unit, right? Like, you can't screw up here and you have to stay in position. And like, we'll give it to Sammy on one where it was redirected, and another one where Riley blocked it and it came back out to Hyman, and like he slapped it in. But
Look,
man,
we talk a lot about these forwards being defensively responsible, and none of them really were last night. Like
no.
there was a lot of skating away from pucks that they've turned over, and skating to the bench when the puck goes the wrong way or they didn't make a pass. It was just not the team that we're used to seeing, and it really showed in the score. So my
Yeah,
thoughts on
it
that.
McDavid is obviously McJesus for a reason. Um, he is turning into this next level monster in a sense where he through players. Like, it's like he's a zombie. Like, he just goes into work and it's like no one else is there. Does his thing. It's an ultimate cheat code that no one can figure out, and damn, but I do have to applaud Hall also for taking him down at one point. There was a big hit on McDavid and I was like, "Oh, where did that come from?" But yeah,
Yeah, he did flatten McDavid. That was awesome. Next question comes from ITR Nick. This is Nick from our Inside the Rink fam. Covers Pittsburgh
nice.
Penguins. Anyone else you think the Leafs need to snag up before Friday? Max Domi, please, just to complete my Max Domi and Jake McCabe prediction from like 3 weeks ago. Please.
Well, we know that Max Domi is going to Dallas, which good fit. I mean, they're kind of tanking right now. They were doing so
I
well.
forgot he went today. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, Dallas was doing so well throughout the season, except for, after the new year, it seems. I don't know what's going on, but
Robertson, oh, pardon me. Robertson stopped scoring. I have him in fantasy. Honestly, since the new year, he's just been like,
mm, damn.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess no support, right? Last year they had a problem with Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn not stepping up and playing to their contract's worth. I mean, they make like 10.5 apiece or something like that.
Rupe's
But
been playing well.
good, I'm glad someone has to, right? Like, is Heiskanen getting points at least?
Yes. Actually,
Good.
they all did well tonight. Rupe's got two. They're up 3-2 over Chicago right now. And I have Heiskanen as well. Robertson has one assist, but I think Heiskanen's got two. Just
Nice.
looking at, yeah, so in the last, just fantasy wise, the last month, Jason Robertson's ranked 10th overall, 233 the last month.
Whoa.
He's got 2 goals, 6 assists, a -2, one power play point in the last 4 weeks. So, I mean, for an average year for him, like that's if this was last year, sure, but
Yeah.
his pace at the beginning of the year was insane.
Wow. Just looking at fantasy right now, anyone who has Brad Marchand, he got injured tonight, so that
Oh,
kind of
actually,
sucks. Sustained a lower body injury. The Boston Bruins won 7-1 against the Buffalo Sabres, but Marchand only had 2 shots on goal. But my main point, we're in 5 leagues, and the only Dallas player I have is Ottinger in one league. And he's not even, is he playing tonight?
I don't
No.
think so.
The winds have been back and forth. And, anyways, back to the question. If we're talking about a forward, I mean, it would be nice to get a top tier forward, but I don't think it's going to be.
No, we don't need that. Come on.
No, right? What do you think then? Are you leaning towards goalie?
We've got people. We brought in a bunch of people who can hit. We have brought in some people who can score on the bottom six. I think the last thing to bring in is a player that's not supposed to be in the bottom six. You know what I mean? Like someone who's like a
Mm,
second line player somewhere else that we're going to throw on the third or fourth line to score down there. Um, Spending one of those, maybe that pick that they got for Sandine.
maybe Kraus would be a good option, or
Yeah.
I've seen
Let me
talk
look at
of
my list again.
Konechny. I know he's currently injured, but it's only for another week or two, not too
No,
long.
nope. I'm not touching an injured person again. Not doing that shit. Not doing that shit.
Leafs love to use their healing powers, and
Nope. Nope.
people
Nope. Nope.
praise this ultimate medical staff. I don't know. And I was the skeptic, right? I was the skeptic last summer. I'm like, no, don't take on this Murray
Grab Nick
freaking
Schmaltz.
project. Hey, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Nick Schmaltz. That's my pick.
Who's even left, right? Who's
Yeah.
actually possible? Because Tom Wilson was a name. I would love to have Tom Wilson, but honestly, it's not possible.
No.
Uh, um, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be, like you said, Johnny, like a second line.
Maybe another forward if we get another person.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
don't know.
more questions. Sorry, I just have to pull my question thing back up. Okay, here. Mikey D. So Mikey. Duba said he was good with goalies, but thoughts on Quick to Toronto? Well, unfortunately, we now know Quick has not moved once but twice, so it's not going to be him. And we did talk about Soros and Demko. So thank you for the question, Mikey. But unfortunately, in the 23 hours since you sent it, it has since become irrelevant as trade week goes. And our last
Yeah.
one comes from Lindsay from Keswick slash Scarborough at Lindsay Isabel. So, is Matthews playing injured? Does he actually want to be traded? What? Will Shen solve the Hull and our lineup? That's funny.
Yeah, everyone's thinking, is Matthews injured? Is it that rib injury that he got earlier this year when Jamie Benn gave him that, that little graze on that sensitive spot under between the pads? I don't think it's wrist. I'm trying to think of it as this way. If Matthews was going beast mode right now, he'll probably price himself out of Toronto. Like, maybe it's good that he's not scoring 60 goals at the moment and, like, putting on a one-man show, because we wanna keep him for the future, and we also have to pay William Nylander. And if you look at the Leafs cap friendly, I mean, there's a lot of unrestricted free agents coming up, and the
I'm
deal.
sorry, but I'm going to stop you there because none of that matters because we're going on a run for the cup right now. Everything else is put on hold because we've sold prospects and picks to bring in people for right now. Nothing after right now matters right now. Like this year is it's we're finally as Leaf fans we can forget about next year, the year after that until we get there because it's all in, baby. We're doing it right now.
Well, Matthews has a target on his back as well. Like, being the Hart winner, the Rocket times two, like back to back. I mean, yes, he's not playing up to form. I'm not disagreeing. But maybe I'm trying to believe that he's conserving this for the playoffs, or I'm trying
I
to be
think it,
optimistic.
I had a rib injury this year. It's not fun and it doesn't heal quickly. If he's still playing night in and night out with one, it's obviously not going to heal. Like it's something that you can get through and then all of a sudden you turn a certain way and it's like, "Oh, that's how that moves." Like if it's one rib, it's only like a certain movement that's going to get it. So he just might be uncomfortable with certain things, but good enough to, be out there night after night. So it's frustrating. I'm sure he'll get back up there, but yeah, he's definitely not playing to what he was even 2 months ago. So
Yeah, I
Something's going
honestly
on.
think, I don't know, like, even if he, like you said, if he does have that pain, he doesn't want to miss time, especially right now when you have new guys coming into the lineup and you want to get a bunch of points on this West Coast swing. Oh, it's so tough to say, but
Um, will Shen solve the Hall in our lineup? I love that. I hope so, because it seems that Shen already in the first game here is the sandpaper that the defense doesn't have. I mean, yes, Geo and Brody will block a lot of shots and give their bodies to stopping a play, but not in the same way that Shen is going to give you the extra shots after the whistle and remind you not to stand in front of the goalie, like what's going on right here, where there is a scuffle in front of the net. And is that Luke Shen involved? No, it's Yarn
Yarn
Croak.
Croak. It looked like him, eh, from the
Yeah,
side.
just I couldn't see the number, and I was like, that definitely looks like Luke Shen.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like, it's nice to have someone who's going to push bodies out because we know Justin Hall can do that, but we need him to turn it on every single game. But I think the problem is that he's utilized way too much, like in this top pair role or second pairing role. Like, keep him in a bottom pair, PKer, and don't put him against these top players all of the time. Like, I don't
Yeah, I think
know.
you're just playing into everybody's strengths at that point in spreading out, like especially tonight with seven defensemen, spreading out the responsibilities. Nobody has to take on, a ton. So I think it's good for Hull. It's good for Riley, who doesn't feel the pressure and he can try to find his game again, especially having Gustafson here. And I mean, yeah, they've
Yeah.
they find it, but bringing McCabe in should help too. I don't know. I got to give it a few more games before I know what this decor looks like. And it seems that Keith does too, because he's been juggling things around. And I apologize for being a little scattered. I'm also trying to watch the last minute of the second period here.
I saw a tweet out there that I could not disagree with, and it was from at Life of a D Man on Twitter, saying that Dubas learned from his mistakes with the moves that he's made so far. So, for example, Muzzin was injured versus Columbus, and Marincin had to play. Now we have too many D. JT was hurt versus Montreal in the playoffs, and Nylander was forced to move to the C role. Now we have 7 players who can play center.
Oh, Nylander. Oh,
Ugh. Also, wasting a third round pick on David Riddick, he's sticking with Wall as a third string goalie, and it just keeps going. Like,
no,
dealt
you're
with,
right. There's a
you
lot
know,
of improvements over where they were last time.
yeah.
They're not stuck handcuffed to going to the last option that they want, right? It's a good point. If anyone's injured, they do have options to move into those important spots where that seemed kind of the downfall last time was if you lose that one piece, you're screwed. So
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate him not fucking around with Sandine at the end of the day. They helped each other out, scratched each other's backs, in a sense where
trying to think about my back, Jules.
but with Dermott, for example, and it was on this tweet, we held on for him way too long and only got a third in return. With Sandine, we traded him at peak time, got a first in return, and a guy who's also playing on the power play and all the great things that come with Gustafson. So,
Yeah,
man, like, did the contract hold out with Marner and Nylander? And this time around, it's like, nah, like it's not going to work this time. And look at us now.
yep. All right, so second period comes to an end here. It's going to intermission. We are going to sign off for the night, and we're going to finish it off with a fun little video, okay?
Okay.
I can't play the sound because it's copywritten.
So
But
sorry to our audio listeners.
yeah, it means you gotta come to YouTube so you can catch our live videos. This is a guy rollerblading through town. He's got one of those selfie sticks. Can you see this like full speed?
Yes, I've watched many of, I don't know if it's his videos, but somebody who speaks Toronto, if this is Toronto, and it's so watch, honestly. Like,
Watch
I
this.
always like to,
You ready?
yeah.
And door.
Oh my God, this was going so well until he just showed me that.
So this
Oh,
guy this guy's rollerblading through town. It's really cool. Like Steph,
like top
you didn't
speed.
even know this was going to be a failed video. So this guy's got
No.
a selfie stick, and he's got a really cool shot going on a fisheye lens, and somebody opens their door, and he goes into the corner of a wall and lands like sitting beside this poor woman who's just like trying to have her drink. It's just like,
Oh,
what just happened? She almost got smoked too.
man, I feel for those who get hit on bikes and rollerblades because I've heard some horror stories and yeah. But
Ah,
anyways,
okay.
I
Anything
envy those skills.
you want to close with here?
Hopefully the Leafs win this against this game, man. 1-1 to end the second, one more period. I'm glad that last goal got called off. Yeah, it seems like a tough game. Hits are even, shots near even, eh?
Yeah,
So,
it was like 18-18 or 18-17, I thought.
yeah, now we're at 24-21 for Toronto. Yeah, hopefully we
Great.
can seal the deal.
Yeah, it would be nice to come out of a back to back with at least some points, even if it's just one tonight. Shit.
Yeah, and then we are in Vancouver on Saturday, but it is a 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time game, so way easier to handle. But also, which week is it? Not this week. What am I thinking? Next week is the meetup at the Bottom Line TO. If anyone is interested, on the 11th, which is a Friday, just want to throw that out there. And yeah,
Cool. And as for
cool.
that one in April, I know I said I can make it, but I don't know if I can anymore. I might be away on a work thing away from Ontario, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, keep us posted and yeah, anyone interested in coming to a Leafs gathering in Markham, Scarborough, I believe, at the Legion, message me. I'll give you the details at the end of April.
I'm gonna drive like 4.5 hours to go to a Legion.
Hey, cheap drinks, eh?
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in to our live episode. See you next time and tomorrow if you want to tune into our Inside the Rank deadline day.
Yes.
Thanks.